Hey guys, what's up? Hello everyone, welcome back. Let me make sure that we are live here. We should. Yes, we are. Hello folks, welcome back. This is going to be a very special live stream for me. Hello, please drop a comment down below. Yep, let me, or I should say, let us know what stocks you want us to go over, because today I have a guest, a very special guest over here. So Aisha, hello. Who else is over there? You have an echo, buddy. Do I? Really? No, we good. No, we good. We good. No echo. Yeah. Felicia, welcome back. Wow, what a day, guys. It was a red day across the board. I mean, almost across the board. The Russell 2000 managed to close in positive territory. Yeah, everything is okay with my audio, right? Yeah, it is. Yeah, everything is okay with my audio, right? Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. Let me introduce you to my very good friend and mentor, Don Led. What's up, bro? Say hello to the folks.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Let me double check on your audio. This is a. There you go. Take a look.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
It's
Everything is good with
little,
your audio. Yeah.
a little delayed.
No, we good. We good.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is my very, very good friend, Don Led. We've been friends for many, 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 many years. And yeah, this guy over here, this dude over here, taught me most of the stuff that I know from a technical analysis standpoint. So this is really a pleasure, bro. Thank you very much. I've been telling you to join me during many, many years, right? But you've been very busy.
Absolutely.
There you go.
We've been together for a long time.
Correct. Can you please tell the guys where are you at?
I'm in the Dominican Republic. I live in Punta Cana. I mean, you can trade from anywhere, right? So
yeah.
why not go ahead and trade from the Caribbean?
He lives in the DR. I mean, he's living the life, guys. What do you know? So, trading and living by the beach. So that's phenomenal. Okay, guys, let us know what stocks you want us to go over. And again, this is a very special occasion. And I promise you will be delighted with his technical analysis. And that's my dream. Can you see the live chat, Dan? Can you see it?
I can.
Okay.
I do see it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. So, first of all, because of course we need to talk about what happened today in the markets, and Dan will be, sharing his thoughts with us. So we didn't have a red day across the board today, but we did have a very, very ugly, a very, very, very ugly close. So the Russell 2000 managed somehow to close in positive territory, up 0.31%, barely positive. The Nasdaq down 1.21%. The S&P 500 down once again 0.83%, and the Dow Jones went down today almost 500 points down. Go figure, down 1%. If we take a look at what happened today, with the 11 sectors of trading inside the S&P 500, it was not a very, very negative day in general terms, because some sectors managed to close in positive territory. Energy led the way today, up 0.79%. Then we had communication services up 0.59%. Also healthcare, which has been killing it, up 0.59%. I mean, did I say that communication services went up 59%? 0.59%. So healthcare up 0.59% as well. Real estate went up. So we had more sectors going up than going down today. But get this, guys. Technology down today 1.63%. And consumer discretionary, your Tesla and your Amazon, down today 1.9. I should be wearing my glasses, bro. 1.85%. So another ugly day, not across the board. Yesterday we had an uglier day. We can put it that way. And tomorrow we have a very, but very big market event taking place. What is that event, guys, if I may ask? What event is taking place tomorrow that could change everything? For the better or the worse? Let me ask you. Does anyone have an idea what event will be taking place tomorrow after hours? Nvidia. Yes, sir. Nvidia. Okay, done. So, what do you think about what is going on in the markets? Do you think that Nvidia can turn things around for the AI-related trade? What are your thoughts?
Nvidia has been down for, looks like really since about October the 31st. It started this downward descent, and it did a ABC pattern to the downside. I love that it's down so much going into earnings, because what happened with all the other Mag 7 stocks going into earnings, they were all up going into earnings, and then they had a spike right after that, and none of them held the spike afterwards. So we got to see what happens, but obviously I think it's actually in a good position to run up on earnings for sure. I wouldn't be surprised.
So are you expecting a positive reaction to the report tomorrow?
I am. I think, was it Dan Ives that you had quoted yesterday or the day before that said that Nvidia could possibly turn the market around? I believe that's possibly the case.
Okay. So I want to say something. So Dan has been trading for many years. Now he's living the life. He's living in the DR. As we just told you. Dan, can you please tell the guys, have you been able, because again, guys, I am in touch with this guy on a constant basis. Can you please tell the guys about the strategy that you've been executing with Nvidia, selling put options? That has been a very profitable one. Are you selling puts of Nvidia into the print tomorrow?
Absolutely not. I do not.
We have a $15 expected move tomorrow.
I think I'm like 18-2 this year on selling puts on Nvidia, and I'm not going to ruin that by messing up on earnings. So no. But do you mind if I share my screen real quick?
100%. Go ahead.
Go
ahead, please. Delight us with your technical analysis, bro. Go ahead.
All right. So in a way, I almost kind of consider myself like the Nvidia guru or something, because this is like my #1 trade this year. Let me know when you're seeing my screen.
Not quite yet. There you go. I have it.
Okay. So what we got here is we got the weekly chart down here on the bottom right. Then you got a daily chart, a 4-hour chart, an hourly chart, 15-minute, and then a 2-minute chart. And if you look on this chart here, the weekly chart, it's in one of these terrible megaphone kind of patterns. I hate those patterns. Those patterns are they're usually negative when they're going up like this. So I do anticipate there's a possibility it could break now further to the downside in the future. But I think earnings, you see, we got support right there. We got this conglomeration of support right here. Most people don't go out to weekly charts, but this is a big deal that it's right there on the weekly chart. If you go and look, there's not a lot of times you get 3 red candles in a row with Nvidia. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some kind of recovery here, get us back up around 210, 202, 210. And on the daily, you could see it's pushing hard against this downtrend line, and that's a very steep downtrend line as well. And you see these little arrows here. Now that's a custom indicator that I wrote. They're very unusual as you go into things like 4-hour charts and daily charts. And what it is that it measures a move that ends up happening so extreme that it's so far away from the moving averages, it's unlikely it's going to go down further unless it's just in supreme weakness. So you could see here that it held that line right there, and it's failing to go below it. Now, if you lose that line, we are probably going to go down to 170 or 164. But this right here is constructive going into earnings as far as I can see.
Yeah, so the expected move is $15 tomorrow after hours. So the stock is trading as of now at $181. So say that the stock goes down and exhausts the expected move. So we're looking at $165 pretty much to the downside.
Let me show you one more chart.
Yeah, go
Like I
ahead.
said, and if you go to my Twitter page, you'll see that like I constantly give like longs and shorts on Nvidia, and I've been pretty much right this year. But you see how we had this ascending channel going in here, and it kind of was like a two-part. I took a volume profile from when it started getting out of the channel and started going into this direction sideways. And you can see right here at this point right here is the highest volume node right there at 180. And it is really going to be difficult to get down below 180. So I expect that to hold going into tomorrow, and we'll see what happens at earnings. But it is right now at the one. I wrote up a Nvidia report, by the way, that I'll share with you guys. I'll share a link to getting it, as far as like how to trade it on a day trade basis, on a swing trade, a medium trade, and then a long trade. But I do think that this 180, 185, this is critical. This is critical. It's got to hold here, or else it is going to go down. So it is at that inflection point. It's really exciting. The stock is going to move today or tomorrow in 1 hour more than most countries move in an entire year.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's the largest company of the world, of course. So yeah.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to double check on that. I think that the expected move is $15, but I will double check on that. So
I could tell you percentage-wise, it's 8.5%.
yeah, it's a $15 expected move. Yeah, $14.24. So it's gonna be I think, in my opinion, that the largest move will be taking place during the press conference. So that's where that's when we might get some fireworks. And of course, the stock is gonna be volatile a bit before 4:15 p.m. and after the report comes out, because the report is expected to be released at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we will be see volatility, but the most important movement, let's just put it the way, should be taking place once our beloved Jensen Juan starts speaking at, I don't know what time is the press conference. I can also check on that. It is going to be at, let me see, Airlines conference call. At 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the press conference. So that's when we are likely to get the big swings in either direction. We don't know in what direction could Nvidia be going. So, Don, the OpenAI trade has been under a lot of pressure. A lot. So a lot of questions about Microsoft, a lot of questions about Meta, a lot of questions about Oracle. Do you think that Nvidia can turn things around for the OpenAI combo that has been getting decimated lately? I mean, we all are expecting Nvidia to kill it, right? I mean, we can make a case that the bar is a bit high, because it is. It's not a. I mean, the valuation of Nvidia requires the company to execute pretty much to the perfection, in a perfect way. But say that Nvidia exceeds every expectation. Say that Jensen presents to the world a better than expected guidance during the press conference. Do you think that can, change the sentiment of the markets in regard to the Microsoft of the world, the Oracles of the world, the Metas of the world, and so forth?
Well, everybody's going to ride Nvidia's coattails, period. Okay, everybody's going to ride their coattails.
Okay.
But we're starting to see like who are the winners and the losers when it comes to AI. And technology is like one of my really big strong points. I'm an ex-programmer and a person who actually built software as a manager. But I'm telling you, what Google has been doing has been incredible. And you remember when Microsoft first bought OpenAI, ChatGPT. And I told you Google was in trouble, and they had a red alert over there at Google, and they were big time trouble. But they have turned the boat, and now Microsoft's the one with their back against the wall. So this is really interesting to watch what's going on with AI.
We spoke about that many years ago. Yeah, when Microsoft started investing in OpenAI, so that was like 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah, because now like the OpenAI combo is under question. Like the money that they are investing in data centers and stuff like that. And I guess that Jensen should be confirming to the world that the demand for artificial intelligence is absolutely out of control. And to your point, because yesterday I made a video with Dan Ives. I mean, it was an interview of Dan Ives on CNBC. He came on the air yesterday, 2 p.m. or something like that, and he was with Gene Munster, which is also a very well-known tech analyst in Wall Street. And Dan Ives said that the demand for Nvidia chips is 12 to 1. Unbelievable. 12 to 1. So, that's pretty much a message that Jensen should be delivering.
Jensen's a genius. I think this guy is a genius. You know, when he first came out and was throwing these numbers around, we didn't believe him. And it took like, I think a couple of quarters for us to actually believe these were real numbers. But the guy, what he's doing over there, I mean, everybody else is taking 2 years to do their next major innovation. And this guy's moved that window up to like 1 year and like doubling speeds. It's insane what he's done. And he's just really been somebody who has really pushed the envelope. He is the Elon Musk of AI. You know, what Elon is to electric cars, he is to AI.
So far, we can say that he is the Elon Musk without the lies. Without the lying of Elon Musk. I like delivering. Not promising, but at the same time delivering. Okay, guys, we had a very ugly close today, and Nvidia could change everything tomorrow once they report. But you have to be aware of the fact, because you're asking about a lot of individual stocks over there. So you guys are asking about Lyft. You guys are asking about Netflix, BMNR. So any technical analysis that we can do today is subject to the general conditions of the markets. In an environment in which the VIX is rising and the SPY is going down, we can make a case that 95% of stocks out there are simply tracking the SPY, are simply tracking the S&P 500. So that is something that is worth pointing out, and that is something that you guys need to keep in mind. What do you think about the technical close of the S&P 500 today, Dan? So say that Nvidia does not report tomorrow. Say that we didn't have the earnings report of Nvidia coming up. Say that. So just take a look at the technical chart, and I mean, I guess that I know what you are about to tell me. We're going lower, according to the technical chart. But I don't know. Go ahead if you want to go over the SPY.
All right.
Or the S&P.
And once again, I think, and this is, it seems like people don't use weekly charts anymore. But I mean, look at us.
I do.
Look at us. Look where we're at right here on this weekly chart. Wait, let me change this to a trend line. Okay. It looks like it's just barely breaking that weekly chart, which I wouldn't be surprised. It's time for it to give back something, right? On the daily chart, it's retesting that low where I had that snapback. And then here's your next level is like 634. Honestly, it's been a year where the bulls just keep buying the dip. So I would throw, for me, it's as simple as this. But like here, I would throw a trend line on this, and I'd get in as soon as it breaks trend. Same with this one, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not breaking trend yet, so it's not time to get in, because guess who's in control? The bears are in control right now.
Sellers.
Right? But we're going to go into the end of the year. November and December are notorious for being good months. And also, from what I understand, a lot of the stock market people, the brokers, they haven't done better than the S&P, so they're going to be looking to buy. They're going to be looking to push it up. So I think we're getting the pullback that we needed to get around September or October. We're just getting it late this year. Mm-hmm. But Nvidia probably changes the tone. Everybody forgets. It's like you got to be bipolar in this market, right? You forget that you were going lower. All of a sudden tomorrow, when Nvidia blasts out earnings, I'm not betting in front of it, and I'm not proposing anybody does. But if I had to bet, I would bet that they're going to actually go up significantly. But when they do that and they talk about like all the great stuff that they're doing and how they're bringing efficiencies back into business and the market and stuff like that, it's going to bring all the businesses up with it. In the long run, I mean, these
No, but
things,
no.
artificial intelligence is going to kind of hurt because it's going to take away jobs. It is taking away jobs.
Yeah, but I was about to ask. So, for those who are interested in buying some in doing some in buying some dips, let's just put it that way. So, today we closed. If I'm not mistaken, we closed today for 4 or 3.8% off the most recent all-time highs of the SPY. So, you think that this is just a regular pullback, maybe 5, 6, 7%, and then Santa will be coming to town into your
Yeah, I do think so. But if you look here, we got a nice ABC pattern, and we throw a fib on that. We could say if maybe it's even at the end of that fib, right? So there's your A, there's your B, there's your C. Look at that, perfect.
Correct.
So unless it's an extended C wave, it makes total sense that it's going to go up. Once again, though, I don't do anything that doesn't break trend. If it doesn't break trend, then the bulls aren't in charge, right? I don't have to buy the very bottom.
Correct. Today we were about to make a test of the 100 DMA, the 100-day moving average. It's like it's like unfinished business to the downside if we keep going down. But for sure we had an ugly close today. Let me share my screen down to show you.
Sure. Go ahead.
To show you what I'm saying, what I'm telling you. Okay, hold. So share. So look, there you go. No, this is him. This is not the SPY. So take a look. So SPY 4-hour chart, and we closed. If I can zoom in, there you go. So we closed below the 20-day moving average. The 5 DMA in white is starting to go down. We have a declining 5 DMA. We also broke the 50-day moving average that acted as support in multiple locations in green, as we discussed last week. Look. Support once again. It was finally broken to the downside, and today we closed. Let me see if I can pull up here a 5-day, 5-minute to show you what I'm seeing here. So we closed below yesterday's low, below this was today, so below on last week. No, this is last Friday's low. Let me pull up here a 5-day, 15-minute. No, I need to pull up here a 1-hour chart. And look at this. We closed below so far. This was the former low for the month of November. So we closed today below a lot of lows. The former low for the month of November. Last week's low, yesterday's low. And take a look at this blue line. This is the 100-day moving average, the 100 DMA. We're very close from it. We are only 0.50% above a rising 50-day moving average. Something that is also worth pointing out is the fact that 100 DMA is rising. So it could be potentially defending price. It could be potentially pushing price up in case of a test. But we're getting very close, guys, to this 100 DMA. $651 done. Would you be a buyer of the dip here at $651 if we happen to see a quick test of this moving average?
You remember I told you about my snapback indicator. You got a huge bear bar on October the 10th, and it fired that snapback. And see, the point of that snapback is there's some buyer down there that said, hey, this is where I'm at. And it was a big enough buyer to stop that bear market. So your moving average lines up perfectly with that same measurement on October the 10th, the low of October the 10th. Yeah, why not? Why not take a stab for it down there? And if it goes below, you take a small loss. But if you get in right there and we're going to do a ride up, you're going to make a nice gain.
Yeah, take a look at the last test that we saw of the 100 DMA, again in blue. It occurred back on, this was May 23rd. And ever since, the SPY has been trading above the 100 DMA. So we can make a case down here, and this is something that you talked to me, that a test of a rising 100-day moving average would be regular market behavior. So we went up a lot, we're pulling back, and by the way, a test or a successful test of the 100 DMA, and if we happen to bounce off that level, would represent guess what, Dan? A 5.5% pullback from the most recent all-time highs of the SPY. So this could be a potential level of interest for a bounce, But of course, if anyone is going to be buying the dip at 651, you have to be aware of the fact that this is a very ugly looking chart. It looks under the control of sellers. So this is a potential support zone. That 100 DMA is rising. So again, it could be pushing price up, but you have to be careful because the SPY is showing, it is already showing a lot of technical damage. And that implies that now we are dealing with overhead supply. So we have buyers trapped all over the place on the way up. And those buyers, since they are trapped, they are likely to close their positions and breaking even rather than holding those positions in case the SPY starts to go up. But again, Dan, this whole situation could change depending on Nvidia, right? As we just discussed.
Yeah, I'm also seeing, like you're pointing to that 651, and that's coming up on my chart too, as well as 652 is the number that I got.
Okay.
But that's actually looking like a triple bottom. I mean, they had the one big bar, that
do you have the chart
originally?
Do you want to
2 days?
Do you want to share
okay.
I stopped sharing the screen, so go ahead, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out that today we had a very ugly close because we closed below the low so far for the month of November. We closed below last week's low, and we closed below yesterday's low. So a very ugly close today. Nothing encouraging for the bulls for sure. Go ahead, bro.
So this is the big bar that I'm talking about. And what I measure is like how far it's moving away out of a moving average, that there was nothing there to stop it. But there was somebody there that stopped it. And that's why the number becomes important. And then you see here that it got stopped again, like 2 days later, right on that number. And that's what drove the bull market. You could have got in on that, like I said, for next to nothing. So I do, I know I said I would wait for trends to break, but I do like this snapback because it gets me in, and I'll take a couple of paper cuts to get a long run like this. So if you look here, this could be actually, it's close enough to be considered a triple bottom. Problem is that
what level is that then? I cannot see it from here. Sorry.
Well, it's today's level. So it's
what price? Okay.
Let me maximize my screen.
Okay.
Since we're daily chart.
Yeah, I cannot see the level from here, but yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
So it's 655 it's today's low is what it was. But I'm saying that's low enough to actually call this a triple bottom if we can break trend and start moving up through the top here. I don't like this lower high, obviously, but once again, we did see that, and I love Elliott Wave. We did see that that's actually a fulfillment of the ABC pattern. So there's no reason why we can't actually run up from here. If we do start to see the bulls coming back in, and it's going to be massive because there's still probably a lot of people that are still short. They call this one of the most hated markets in history.
Yeah, many people
and
say
there's those people, the people who want to get in are going to want to get in and make money, but then the people who are short, they're going to get burned hard. And so wouldn't be surprised to see this thing just like rip up like it's ripped down.
All right.
And then, but my other thing is this: if it does go up and then it does a fourth test on here, and this is something we've learned through the years, Alvaro, is that the more times something's tested, the weaker it gets.
Of course.
So,
of course.
the very next time it's tested, I'm a little more cautious about calling that support.
That's exactly what happened with the 50 DMA. So we had like 5 tests, and on the 6th test, the 50 DMA was finally broken to the downside, of course. 100%. Hey, Dan, let's go over some individual stocks because the guys are asking about Netflix. I closed a successful trade on Netflix today. Do you have any thoughts on Netflix and FLX after the stock split?
I want to buy Netflix in leaps because I think that Netflix is going to be fantastic, especially if we go into say of a down year next year, like some other traders are kind of calling for. It's built up a little bit of a base right here. It looks like you see once again my snapback's there. It's recaptured the snapback. It's ready to roll up. Honestly, I'm looking at it more as a longer term, like a medium. Actually, I always talk about being an investor, but I can't do that. When these things spike up and there's money on the table, I take the money off.
You're too impatient. You're too impatient. We've been talking about this during many years. You're too impatient. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see it come back and retest this trend line, and that's going to get you another you're going to get another 10 points just off of that.
Okay, but say that I wanted to start the position on Netflix tomorrow at 9:40 a.m. What are my levels? Where would you be a buyer of Netflix for a day trade, say, for a short-term position?
All right, that's when I go up into my 15-minute, my hourly charts. So you're looking at, you got yourself a bull flag going on a little bit here. It hasn't really set up the, the consolidation that you like to see, but it did get you a little bit of a pullback. It looks like it's retesting that same snapback area. And once again, these snapbacks, they let you know what's an important area. So I'm looking at the 15-minute, I would come in off of this right here. Then these are these dashed lines. This is the daily chart. This is the daily moving averages on the 15-minute chart. That's why they're dashed across. So that yellow one's the 5 EMA. Okay. So it's actually
that's
testing
that's my favorite moving average, from a minor time frame, time frame standpoint. So I use a lot, and there's the 5 DMA. So above the 5 DMA in minor time frames, I suppose that buyers are in control, and below the 5 DMA, that sellers are in control. So in other words, correct. In other words, where would you be buying Netflix calls now that we got the split? Above what level then?
I would love to see it come back into this area right here, 112, but it may not do that. You can see right here, that's the former high that, that was resistance, and it should hold its support. Plus it also was marked by that snapback. So it's an important level. It's 112.78 specifically. Okay. Now getting over top of this bar here, sometimes we call this bar like
that's a breakout candle to the downside.
Some people call that like a control bar. So it's kind of controlling. You see how it actually knocked it back down? There was somebody there that actually started this whole thing and just kept selling, a big seller right here, right? They hit again, they sold again. They hit again, sold again. But what do we talk about? The more times it's tested, it's been tested 1, 2, 3 times on the hourly chart. The next time it goes up there, it's probably going to maybe do one more time, maybe snap back. And I would look for a little thing like this to get in on it on a day trade. That's the way I would trade it.
All right, so 112, and what about that blue, above that blue line, Don?
That line there is 114.63.
There you go. So,
and then the high itself is 115.21. So it depends on how you want to trade.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the stock is starting to gain momentum, and this stock is not related at all with the OpenAI data center, data center story that is being so hated as of now. So I mean, there's still technical damage. So Netflix is off half of the highs. Done. That stock has to be like 14 or 15% of the highs. So we're still trading below important moving averages, but I think that the stock is regaining momentum. I would be a buyer above 115, 112, holding that level as support. I actually started the position yesterday with Netflix holding a support $110. And I purchased 50 shares yesterday. Added to the position today. I closed the position today. And I made some good money out of it. But I think that this stock could be potentially going up, and and I think that this is a perfect candidate for a buy the dip type of situation into the end of the year by institutions. It's a good company. This company has pretty much no competitors out there. They just reported way better than expected, except for some tax weird situation going on in Brazil. So I am feeling a bit bullish about Netflix here, to be honest with you, bro.
I'm very bullish on Netflix. Okay. I love the idea if the market's going to go down next year, or maybe people are struggling even with jobs and stuff like that, that they're going to have time. They're going to watch Netflix. They're still going to do Netflix. What I did was I put this on a Word document because I wanted to show you this, but you can see it's recapturing all of these green labels right here. That's letting you know price has recaptured all of those moving averages.
Yeah.
So you could see on the daily, it's recapturing. It still doesn't quite have the 50, hasn't quite captured the 200 on the 4 hour. It's captured everything except for the 5 on the 1 hour. It's turning around. It's set up a beautiful base here. I think you're right on point, Alvaro.
Okay.
Right on point.
Yeah, the guys are asking you to make your shirts bigger.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, okay, for the next technical
Sure.
analysis, which will be, let me see, let's go over. They are asking about Google. What are your thoughts about Google then?
Well, I love Google from the aspect of AI. Let me take a look at, and you could see that like it's when you're looking on the weekly, there really is no pullback, and you got this little tiny pullback here. It was in October.
Yep.
We're going sideways right now. We're kind of stuck between the bulls down here at
From
okay.
a weekly perspective, that is a very good looking chart. A bit extended maybe, but it's a very good looking chart. Can you please make it bigger so you can go?
Yeah, I just want to see which one I want to make bigger. That's
Okay,
all.
okay, okay. Yeah, because
Let's
they want to know about potential levels of interest for a short-term trade. And so,
right.
correct.
Let's start with the 4 hour. You
Okay.
know, that's always a good one, right?
There you go. That's a good one.
All right. So here's your 4 hour chart. It's been going on since, well, let's see if I scroll. There we go. So we're looking at like since the end of October, we've been kind of in this range when it's spiked up. See, it spiked all the way up to here and to there. It's in that range. It's right dead center in the middle of the range right now. Which, you know, a lot of times when something's in range like this, that center point, see here, that center point can actually be a point of like support or resistance, right?
Okay.
So here, you struggle around the center point, you struggle around the center point. Whoever gains that center point, and then there's nothing up above. This is blue skies, and this is one of the things I love
supply.
about this stock.
Yeah, no overhead supply. So, but if you wanted to start a position in Google tomorrow, where would you? What levels would you be interested in then? What prices?
Well, I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it get over top of this number right here. 280, 290, essentially. That's going to get you over top of this downward trend. You got a DTL line right here, right? It was resistance here. It was resistance here. It barely held any support. It was resistance here. 3 times tested on resistance. Didn't hold here, so it was still resistance. So yeah, so this line's wearing down. That might be the place to get in, because that might be where all of a sudden now the bulls are beginning to carry the day.
So above 290, there you go. In case of a pullback, and those blue lines that are down below.
Yeah,
then,
they're all pretty tight over here. When you know, it's not tight when you're trading it, because you could be taking a lot of pain.
So saying, because today we had a very ugly close in the SPY. Say that the markets keep going down, which could be the case. I don't know, tomorrow maybe, you know, ahead of the earnings report of Nvidia. So say that the stock goes down, at what levels would you be interested in potentially buying the dip?
Well, you got a huge buying power right through here. You can see that. You know, here's a low, and here's a low.
Okay.
And this was a low. So, you know, if I was to pull a volume profile on this, I'm sure, you know, we'd see something very strong right here, but we'd also see like a really strong level right here. I would pull the profile like from here to here, and you'd see probably 2 shelves.
Yeah. What prices, what levels are we talking about?
This is between 270 and 275.
Okay.
You lose 270, and then you got to get out. But if you lose 270 and you just lost it, you also got to watch it too, because you know the market loves to play that game where they go and they take your money and then they rip it up.
That 270 is November's low for Google, actually. Yeah, correct. Yeah, it could be bouncing off that level. There you go.
So watch for the for the undercut, and then coming back up.
All right. The guys are also asking about Meta. What do you think about Zucchini? Zucchini's stock.
I think Meta really took a big hit, didn't they?
And I gotta tell you, and of course, you know, we know that you don't like financial analysis very much. That's my specialty when we talk about the markets. But bro, this company. So if this company keeps delivering, the way that they've been doing it lately, because they just have guided, and revenue is growing 25 or 30% year over year and stuff like that. If this company keeps delivering the results that they've been delivering so far, this is by a mile done the most undervalued stock within the Magnificent Seven. So this could really be a buy the dip opportunity from a long-term standpoint. So unless something unexpected happens with the company, and maybe, I don't know, maybe the technical charts are letting us know that something bad is going to be taking place with or occurring with Meta anytime soon. But if that assumption is wrong and this company keeps delivering the very, very positive results that they've been delivering during the last 2 or 3 years, this stock is severely undervalued. Severely. I can show you some multiples, so you can take a look at that. But
I'll tell you what, I always appreciate your fundamental analysis. Your fundamental analysis is great.
I am bringing this up, Dan, because buying the stock as of now with that extremely ugly looking chart below all the moving averages, the stock just made a brand new lower low today, is very hard. So the only reason that I can think about in order to buy the dip as of now is like, I don't know, saying that there is fundamental value in the company. Okay, go ahead.
I could tell you why from a technical standpoint. I've been telling you guys this for a long time, but what you got right here, see this long bar here? We got a space in between, but you need to imagine that being like one big long bar, right? And then you see this channel coming down that's kind of going in the same direction as the long bar. I call that a reverse flag. And
can you please expand the chart then, so the guys can see it better, please?
Sure.
Yeah. It's a bit, yeah.
There we go.
Okay, awesome. Way better. Thanks.
All right. So I call this a reverse flag. There's your pole right here, and then here's your down line right here, right? There's your flag right here and right here. It's a reverse flag. Usually it's the other direction. And the other direction, what it's happening is it's consolidating for another move lower. When you see a reverse flag, it's an indicator. You see down here, I got the RSI. It's an indicator that it's actually creating a divergence. Every time you see this, you go to the RSI and a divergence is being created is what's happening. So what it's basically saying is that the sellers are losing steam. Okay.
Are getting exhausted. We talk about that all of the time. So maybe sellers are getting exhausted. We're seeing like some sort of sellers exhaustion, which could create a buying opportunity. Why not? Yeah. Now.
So I look at this. I want to get above the 5, and then I want to come back and test the 5. Okay. And that's what I would use to try to get in on this. I would watch the 5, and the 10. That's how I would get in on this.
Okay, say that I pitch you the company. I showed you the most recent financial execution of the company. And we conclude that the company is very, very undervalued as of now. Say that you wanted to start a position tomorrow on Meta. What do you need to see to buy the dip on Meta? Tomorrow, 9:31 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. What do you need to see? What price do you need to see? What price action do you need to see then?
Well, I need to either see it capture. Let's see what the number is here. The 5's on. I need to have it capture that 5's SMA. That's $606.
Okay. So
right?
you need to see buyers starting to show strength. All right.
Right.
Awesome.
But I will say this too, though. I mean, if you want to average in and you're saying, okay, I think it's gone down about far enough, and I'm going to put these things way out there. You could do something that I don't do very often, but you could do the opposite thing and actually grab this line right here and pick off the low right here. So tomorrow would be 580.
Yeah,
and if it goes down below that line, then you got to get out.
Yeah, today's low was 583 actually. So
right.
Yeah, so we're expecting maybe Meta to bounce off the same level that it did today. It's possible. So.
Yeah, it looks like it's been kicked off of that downtrend line on the lower part of that channel. It's been catching some support.
Okay, there you go. So about 606, 580 could be your levels. Hey, can we go over Lyft?
Absolutely.
Hey,
I don't think I have that one in my list.
is there any Uber or Lyft down there in the DR?
Yeah, they got Uber, and not only do they have Uber,
Uh huh.
but I'm gonna go back to my flexible grids just to see which chart actually is the most informative, okay?
Okay.
And then we'll come back to that. It looks to me like, you know, the daily, it's in the middle of this range right here for the daily, except right there, that's a support level. So it actually bounced off of support. You can see right here, and then right there, there and there, and here. So we could go ahead and look at this on the daily to begin with, and then we can go to the hourly if you want. Let me mark that level though.
Yeah, this stock recently went up to $25, bro. And of course, it's been selling off because the markets have been pulling back as a whole. So it is holding. It seems to be holding the 50-day moving average pretty well, $21. So that's a level to keep an eye on. You have it there, done. There it is.
Yeah, I got it on the day. I got it on the daily, and
Mm-hmm.
I go back over to my labels. My labels also give you an idea about what's the slope over a certain look back period. You could see that it's beginning to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
In the longer term, it's turned around already, but in the shorter term, it's starting to turn around. That's because it did a wave down and is doing a wave up again. So this 50 here is really strong. It looks like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it's carried it here,
Yeah.
did a little bounce under. The 200 caught it right there.
So
It's at a
that
it's at a
label,
level right now.
yeah, that level, because the 20 DMA is signaling as of now $21. So that is a very important level for the bulls to hold as support, or to be able to hold as support. Below 21, I would be careful with this stock. Would you agree? Would you agree with me on that then?
Um, if it made a lower low than today, I would get out. Okay, that quick.
Correct.
Okay, you
Correct.
can always get back in. You know me.
Correct.
I'm not gonna sit on my losses.
Correct. Yeah. So you need to break $21 to the downside to make a lower low. Agreed. Correct. And that's when you get out. If you're in a short term, you're in a short term trade. There you go. So $21 could be your level.
Yeah. Look at this right here. This one here made a higher low, higher low, higher low, made a lower low. Okay, get out. You made some money there, right?
Yeah.
Over here, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, lower low. Okay, get out.
Yeah.
Trading can be so simple sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. If that 50 DMA breaks, it's a brand new lower low. Hey, they are asking about one of your specialties, Dan. Tessie. That's one of your specialty. Yeah, I rarely ever trade Tessie, bro. I mean, you know it. I've told you on multiple occasions. So I rarely ever trade the stock. It is very volatile.
It is.
I do it. I mean, but I think that the last trade that I took on Tessie was, I mean, I got 100 shares and I sold some calls and made some good money out of it. But it's not a stock that I am trading actively. Let's just put it that way. So, what are your thoughts on Tessie? Please.
Well, I haven't done much since this triangle breakout. Okay, but I mean it ramped up really nice. You know, Grok is the real deal. So I think the reason why we started to see some of this, you know, I'm big time into AI because I'm using AI all the time for everything, not just for trading, but for everything else that I do. And right now, obviously, it's in a downtrend. The bears are in control. You got that little mini flag here. So you had like a little bear flag right here, and it played out. It's a tiny ABC pattern, but I'm not even sure if that's ABC pattern. If I'm doing Elliott wave, that could be actually, we could be in the middle of like a wave 3. So it's right here is your level. That's 365. Just trying to see which chart. I know you guys like me to zoom them out. I guess we'll go over here to the hourly. Okay, let's use this one.
Oh yeah, I mean we have the 100-day moving average done 378, I think. So that's a potential. It kind of held price. I mean, we almost saw a test of the 100 DMA on Friday, and it is, yeah, I think that it is rising. So it kind of, yeah, it is clearly rising. It kind of pushed price up, but I don't like the short below a decline in 5 DMA at $410, right? But go ahead, bro. Go ahead and finish with your technical analysis.
Yeah, you just had a PPO crossover, which sometimes can actually get you the opposite, but it's a PPO crossover to the negative side. So it's kind of confirming that it's below this one here is the 50, it's below the 20. I got the 200 on here as well. It looks like I'm not showing, do you want me to show it? I'll go ahead and show the 5 and the 10. This is my what I call the mother of all moving average indicator. Then I don't have to go and put these on separately. I can do them all at once, or just not show them. Sometimes your chart's cleaner without them on there. Right? So yeah, they're all pointing down. They're underneath all of them. Honestly, I just think I think you got to it's got to give a little more give back. I think unless, well, like I said, Nvidia can change everything tomorrow.
Yeah, correct.
So in
But
this range, it's top heavy right now. But things can change.
but
Levels,
yeah, please levels.
this is a major level. You see that bold bar right there?
Correct.
That there is 397. And then it stayed in this range, did a little pop over, but it couldn't hold right here. So that one is 412. And to the downside, I wouldn't be surprised, well, especially if Nvidia doesn't produce tomorrow, or if they produce and then all of a sudden overnight we start to see a pull back. 381.
Correct. That's last week's low, 383. 381, yeah, 381.
But
It's slightly above the
honestly,
100-day moving average.
it's in a what I call a battle zone.
Yeah, it
And I
is.
don't think it's going to resolve this battle zone until you get above here.
Correct.
And get above your moving averages. And so, yeah, you could try, like I said, you could try over here on 412 if it starts to show some kind of bullish momentum and capture the moving averages, maybe on a retest of the 5 on the hourly. I like that. I like when it breaks the 5 and retests the 5 or the 10 kind of, and I like when they consolidate. I love when all of your moving averages kind of consolidate all of here. Like here, look here, how they all consolidated. 1, 2, 3. Then you got the big bar down, and now all of a sudden they lost it. That's because you had the people who trade the 5, the people who trade the 10, and the people who trade the 20. They were all in agreement. Oh no, this stock is going lower. So if all these moving averages can tighten up and consolidate and start to move higher, and then the price can get a little bit above it, I would go in on it then.
So, well, yeah, we're talking about, because I have the 5 DMA declining, but signaling $410. So maybe above $410 could be a potential trade of the upside in regular market conditions. Maybe, who knows? 410.
This is a
410.
terrible looking chart though. Look at all the red up here. That's why I put it up
Yeah,
there.
that's it. That
So
implies
I look at it
negative
and I have
momentum.
an objective view,
Yeah. 100%. Sure. Okay, let me see. Guys, what other stock you want us to go over? Because we're running out of time. We are, let me see, 52 minutes in. So we have like 8 more minutes for you. If you haven't, hey, let's talk about gold, Dan. GLD. What are your thoughts on GLD?
What a run it's had, huh?
Oh, yeah,
I
bro.
haven't even,
Unbelievable.
I haven't even bothered to actually do anything with it because it's been running so much. When we do gold, I'm going to actually take a look at this chart right here, because this chart right here shows the dollar, and the dollar has been kind of like really been getting some strength going. So that works against gold. And then this is the interest.
But there's a catch, Dan. I think
Yeah.
the Fed will be cutting rates in December, in my opinion, potentially. I never speak in absolute terms. So the second we realize, or the markets realize, that the Fed will be cutting rates in December, more likely than not, the dollar is going down once again.
I agree.
So
I agree. All I'm saying is right now.
that would be a very positive catalyst for gold. Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
See, this showing like the S&P, the NDX. I can get one big long view of everything, but this dollar moving up, it's putting pressure. It's put pressure on the markets. It put pressure on Bitcoin
As well. Yeah.
and of course the dollar and oil. A lot of times they trade in equal with each other. That's oil. I'm sorry. Here's gold down here. Actually, gold continued to. If you look, actually, gold really said, "I don't care." That's how strong it is.
Yeah. It is,
Wow.
So,
Wow.
but again, say that you wanted to start the position on GLD tomorrow, as soon as the market opens. Or what levels Can
Well,
you?
I wouldn't say tomorrow, but let's look at this 4-hour chart because this one looks constructive.
Okay.
Then I'll go ahead and I'll close this sidebar. Let's zoom it out just a little bit. So you could see like it had no retest of this. It just ran. And you know, I love for it to come back and retest. A lot of times I'll put these lines on and then I'll put an alert. And then in this case, it might be a year, but maybe it'll never come back and retest that alert. What a friggin' run it's had.
Yeah,
What
impressive.
a
Very
run
impressive.
it's had.
Very impressive. Very
But
impressive. It is.
this is your consolidation zone right here, you know, and it's actually, you can see right here, this was resistance and then support. And so it found support again. It's just now, and it didn't even, it was so strong, it didn't even quite get down to that support before. And, you know, there was a big buyer that stepped in. That's why you see that snapback. So if it came down and retested this, I'd want to watch the price action. Price action's king, but
Yeah, always.
I wouldn't be
talking
surprised to see it hold. And that's, what is that number? My eyes are messing up
370.
on
370, I think. That's the level you're pointing at, right?
369.
369, 370, correct. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have the 5 DMA kind of starting to decline. The 5 DMA is signaling let me see, come on, 378. So I would be constructive with GLD trading above 378. And of course with the Dixie, with the US dollar going down. But, okay, but zooming out, you think that the risk could be to the upside in the case of GLD, in the case of gold here, according to the technical chart?
From everything I understand, I'm gonna go into the fundamentals because you're talking about maybe longer term.
Correct.
From everything I understand, GLD actually makes a lot of sense to put in your portfolio. To me, it's not too much of I don't like to trade this stock as a day trade stock personally. But I mean, honestly, lately, I mean, you could have it as a great day trade stock. But the way things do, the way things go is they run, right? They run. Here's your run, and then you had another one right here.
Correct.
Okay.
Exactly.
And then they rest. So there you go. That's kind of like. So there's where you're at.
Yeah,
These regression lines.
It would be super positive if GLD can burst above that very last, descending trend line that you just drew, and that descending trend line must be coming in at what, 380, something like that. That one then.
Yeah, it's right around 380.
There you go.
That's what they
Correct.
call a regression curve, and these things work out great. You can see like here where it bounced through the regression curve. It's really neat how the stock market does, right? It bounced through. So sometimes I'll put like a circle on that and then I'll put a circle over here. See how it bounced through is equal, right?
Correct.
It's just amazing how that is.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so you have it just kind of coming down and testing the middle of this regression curve. If it can, it needs to hold that. It needs to hold this level right here. That level is really important. You got your snapback, the middle of your regression. You got three lines here that I've actually, you know, I have it automatically marked the lines from so my charts don't turn to crap with a bunch of markings, right? So I wrote these to automatically mark. So these are important lines. And it's trying to get over this near-term downtrend, and this is all on the hourly chart. So wouldn't be surprised to see it run up to 380, and then probably have some testing there. It'll probably do something like this, and then you'll have to see if it's over or rip under.
Yeah, I just set an alert at 380 actually. If this thing bursts about 380, with confirmation from the Dixie, from the US dollar, I am probably going along GLD here. Hey Don. They are also asking about Robinhood.
Robinhood.
Did you open an account on Robinhood? You told me you were going to. Did you?
No. I never did open an account.
But you told me that you were thinking about opening an account on Robinhood. So.
Oh yeah, that's right, because they allow you to do the at market after hours.
Correct. You told me
that. I think these people are innovators.
Yeah, they are.
I love Robinhood.
They are.
I love Robinhood, and Robinhood's going to get added to my my selling put strategy for sure. I love the if you look here, you can see that their implied value is, you know, in the 80s, and I like that a lot
That
because
is
it just gives
Dan.
me a little more premium.
Let's clarify that. The implied volatility, you mean, correct. So it is very high. It is an ideal
Yes.
it is an ideal stock in order to sell options. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Say that I wanted to start a new position on Hood tomorrow, regardless of whatever is going on in the markets. All right. So, where should I be buying the dip on Robinhood? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's look here. This is your hourly, your 4 hour, and your daily. They're all in confluence saying like this number is important right here, and that number is 118. Right now, it's down at 113. It needs to get over that 118, but it looks to me like it probably is going to. Um, this indicator right here that I'm working on, this is a new one that I'm working on. It actually measures when a stock's getting exhausted. See how like I came purple right here? It's like, look, there aren't any more sellers. Eventually it's going to bounce up. I feel like when I'm looking at this, when you see all of these red candles in a row, after a while, it's like, okay, well, who's going to sell now? Who is going to sell? Like there's no one left to sell. So you have this one, you have this one, and it's honestly, it's a kind of a messy ABC. But if I did that ABC, I can tell you now, just from looking at it, that's 100%. So you're also meeting the ABC move. You got this testing the previous high, and then it came back and tested that as support, tested as support, tested as support. Fourth time, no good. The line weakened. So
yeah, and it is trading below as of now the 100, the 5 DMA, 50 DMA, 20 DMA. So, I mean, me personally, I wouldn't touch it below the 5 DMA, below a declining 5 DMA, by the way. 120, yeah, that is 122 pretty much. So I would wait until buyers step in, show a bit of strength, and then maybe I would consider buying the dip. I mean, aside from the company, which most people love as of now, right? I mean, they are killing it and innovating and stuff, and you can gamble on sports.
On a day trading basis, I usually want to see a little bit more constructive than this on the hourly, but I will actually look at the 15 minute, and I do use the 15 minute a lot for day trading. So my thing on Hood though is I think it's just going to be a great stock to begin selling puts on. I'm looking at this right here. Look at that. This is a pretty strong trend line right there. It had a bounce over the trend. So a lot of times what I'll do when it has that bounce over the trend, I'll take this. Come on now. There we go. I'll take this and I'll just copy it, duplicate it, and I'll pull it up over that. And then that's my demarcation line right there. So that number is 117.
Correct.
And that's actually going to get you over top of these. So really all I'm saying is get over top of these numbers tomorrow, and you might be back into business. Yeah. Now this is the five and the 10 and the 20. They're all inverted. And it's not a good looking chart right now.
At $118, we actually have the rising 100-day moving average. So kind of closing candles above 118, 119, 120-ish if we want to round it up. And that could start to look a bit constructive. Yeah.
I think I wouldn't mind looking for a short on this either. If the market's weak and it's going to go down below this 111, it could run down a little bit further. You know, this also kind of trades in confluence a little bit with Bitcoin. And since Bitcoin's weak right now, and Bitcoin can actually move the needle on this thing quite a bit. So if it loses that, and especially if it loses it and retests it, that could be a pretty sweet short.
Yeah, if you break that low that you're pointing out, Dan, 113, there's a big gap down there. Not a lot of support below 113.
112 is what I got.
Correct. Correct. 113, 112. There's a lot. There's a big gap down there. It could be a short opportunity as well. Sure, because we've been talking about potential, stocks, about stocks that could be potentially going up. But if the markets keep going down, and we had a very ugly close today, and then you have to be ready to short the markets. We were buying puts today of the Qs. So there you go. We are done. Let me see. We are an hour and 4 minutes in, so we are about to wrap it up. So yeah, we'll try to do these kind of live streams more often, done. if your schedule allows you to, and mine as well because I've been very busy. So there you go. Do you want to say something to the guys before we wrap it up?
Hey, Alvaro, I just really appreciate you having me on.
Finally, after so many years telling you to go live with me, you finally, accepted my invitation. Yeah.
I love trading the stock market.
Sure.
And I just love this stuff. So, yeah. And thank you to your community too for having me come in. I appreciate
100%.
it.
So I know Dan doesn't. The guys are asking about a Patreon. You didn't have a Patreon yet, I guess. I'm gonna try I'm gonna try to talk him into it. It's a work in progress, guys. So it's like just. I mean, it took me 4 years. 4 years. No, more than 4 years. Then five or 6 years ago, I told him, hey, let's make some videos. Let's talk about the markets. He was like, oh, I'm super busy. I cannot do it. Whatever. So time passed by. It took me like 5 years to bring him on. So it's gonna take me like 1 year to have him, say about Patreon. It's a work in progress.
I do have two other things really quick, if you don't mind. Okay. I feel like I've been trading. I'm going to share my screen again. Okay. I've been trading, Nvidia is like my go-to trade, pretty much for like the last couple of years. And it's really make sure I got the right screen 4. Okay.
I don't see anything yet. So
I know I'm getting ready right now. So I do have a Twitter account. I haven't done a lot to promote it, but I've been marking out Nvidia, the highs and the lows, telling people when to come in, when to come out. You can remember back here, this was like several weeks ago. I was like, look, Nvidia hit my target. I think it's going to drop, and what had happened? We started dropping. And then here, a long time ago, I put in there that Nvidia was going to go to 202, 210. So, I'll get my handle is stock Chartistry.
I will drop the link in the description box.
Yeah. And then the other thing I wanted to share was and this will be the last thing. I know I'm keeping you after hours. I'm sorry. I forgot about these two things.
That is Thinkorswim. Who is asking about the platform, David? That is Thinkorswim. I mean, that's my main platform, and that is also the main platform that he uses. Thinkorswim. Of course, yeah.
I also created this, so you can create. I'm going to give you the link to this, okay? But this is my take on what's going on with Nvidia. Prior to the earnings. I will tell you, one of the things I found out is that Nvidia is notorious for having a decline in the month of November or December. 40% you would only be 40% of the time has only been higher on the win-lose rate since 2014. I was shocked to see that. I got a short-term, medium-term, long-term. I got your levels on here. So they can download this. I'll get the link to you and you can put it into the meeting as well.
All right, there you go. And we'll try to go live together once again as soon as possible. So
thank you so much.
There you go. Stay there then. I'm going to close the stream, but stay there in Zoom. So thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good job for the members of my Discord today and Christians as well. We nailed it, guys. Because today I am streaming for the members of both communities, Christians and mine as well. And we nailed it with the SPY, guys. So stay tuned. And yeah, I will see you guys in the Discord. Thank you. In both Discords, Christians and mine. Bye-bye, guys. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. You guys have a good evening.